Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. For this test centre video we'll have a look at Winter Soldier. Now, like quite a few other heroes, not a massive amount has changed. The build you use on live is by and large intact, and that's the same for melee and ranged here. Talents mix things up a little bit, they allow you to go more towards the stealth side to an extent, but he's really the same hero. So let's start off looking at these trees, and the first one we look at is the ranged tree firearms. Now with this particular tree I can only really see one skill that's been changed, and that's Withering Fire. It now has a maximum 40 charges. I'll fire it off so you can see them. There we go there, you can see how the charges gone down. I'm not quite sure how I'd fit it into rotation. I kind of struggle with it because it may have the 8-second cooldown, but the fact that you're channeling it for so long kind of messes up the rest of the rotation, but I'm sure somebody will find a use for it. Now looking at the other skills, you're starting off with your pistol takedown, which is your basic range there, and that does a 1% extra damage for each 1% of missing health. Something I've never really used on live, and I don't think I'll use it once this update goes live either really. Next up we have Hail of Bullets, which is your ranged area channeled attack, which is good for taking out trash. And then you have your main range spender, which is 3-round burst, and that's gaining the same bonus to crit chance and brute chance per consecutive shot. You then have your sniper rifle skill, which is Unseen Death, which has got the execute and also the 3-second stealth when you defeat an enemy with it. And then Underslung Grenade, still got vulnerability, it's missing the dot, but we can gain that back through a talent. Then we have Explosive Sabotage, which has our weaken, and then we're finishing up this tree with Magnetic Disc Grenade, which is just your signature there. So all very simple. Let's now have a look at the melee side of things, which is Living Weapon. So next up here we have Living Weapon, which is his melee tree. Now if you know me, then you'll know that I'm more of a kind of ranged guy. I don't play many melee heroes outside Blade, so if there's anything that I kind of missed when I'm running over this particular tree, please let me know in the comments below. So first up you've got Shoulder Check, which is his melee movement skill. It's simple enough. And then you've got your Throw Knife there, and it does say bleed on it, but we don't actually have the bleed unless we choose a talent, just a tooltip error there. And then you've got Bionic Haymaker, which is your melee main spender. And following that up you have Dispatch, which is your execute, and it provides a stealth for 3 seconds, so it's like a mirror skill to Unseen Death here. And then you've got Bionic Shockwave, which is melee area, and that's a weaken with an 8-second cooldown. We have EMP Surge. This deals 25% more damage to enemies directly in front of you, and that's a skill that you get charges for. And then we have Reposition, so you've got your melee stealth roll, so you've got the choice of using the Shoulder Check or the Reposition. And then finishing up this tree we've got Concealed Combat here, which is the same as on live. You can activate this and you get your stealth. We can add talents to make it a bit more useful, so let's look at these talents now. So with this section we don't have any kind of special resource, we're just really looking at the talents and traits. Now the offensive trait is Stalker, his archetype is Brawler, and he gains a bonus from strength and speed, and he also has a 3% critical hit chance built into his kit as well. For the defensive trait it's Bionic Commando, so he's automatically able to see enemies in the minimap, which is good, makes sense. The archetype is versatile, so you're gaining a multiplier from defense and dodge, and then if you choose to go melee you can get the damage reduction from that as well. Now for the actual talents, first one we have is Bionically Charged Throw. So with this your knife gains bonus damage, critical hit chance, stun duration, and it speeds up as well, and it's got a 6-second cooldown. And then we have Firearm Stabilizer, so Hail of Bullets, Pistol Takedown, Withering Fire and 3-round burst gain 10% critical hit chance. It's kind of a no-brainer if you're on the ranged side of things. And then we have Bionic Brawling, so Bionic Shockwave gains the following effects: critical hit chance 100% and vulnerability, and Haymaker and Shoulder Check deal 25% more damage there as well. So for talent line number 2 we have Infiltration Gear. Knife Throw deals additional damage over time, so that's restoring that bleeding dot we were talking about earlier. There we go, we can see that there. And also, that's nice, it isn't the tooltip, it doesn't break stealth when you use it. And then Explosive Sabotage now throws out 2 additional explosives and gains an 8-second cooldown, so we'll throw them out so you can see it. There we go, simple enough. Now, next up in this particular talent line, we have Bionic Shockwave triggers EMP Surge around if a charge is available. You gain 1 extra EMP charge, and when you hit with a melee power, the EMP Surge cooldown comes down as well there. And then finally we have the kind of ranged buff. You can see there's a pattern here, it's more ranged melee, and then there's the kind of hybrid or the stealth that's getting buffed. So for this, my rifle, my gun, Underslung Grenade gets the dot back, and 3-round burst consecutive shot bonuses increased by 100%. Let's click it and make sure it works. Nothing's changing tooltip wise, we need to actually see if we can test that one. Now for talent line number 3 we have target acquired. This is quite interesting. When you hit an elite and boss enemy, they gain target acquired. Target acquired means the enemy takes 25% extra damage and it does 25% less damage. It is a 10-second duration and 30-second cooldown, but for terminal running and so on, that's really quite nice. As long as you avoid elites, go straight to the boss, you're going to be doing a load of damage on him and not taking much damage. So it's good, and thematically it kind of works well. He's an assassin and he's going for the main target, so I do like that. Now next up is Defensive Tactics, which is a passive dodge rating multiplier, and when you use Concealed Combat, the skill down here, you gain in power. So click that and we can see the power added into it. And then the final talent in this particular tree is In Plain Sight. So with this, movement speed 10%, health regen 365, and they're tripled when repositioned stealth is active. So that's this skill down here. So talent line number 4, Small Arms Mastery, which is passive effect. Your ranged skills gain 10% power damage, and when you use Magnetic Disc Mine, which is your signature, just over here, you Withering Fire refreshes all charges. That's all 40 charges and gains more damage there. And then we're following that up with now a kind of melee buff here. So melee power damage 10%. When you use Magnetic Disc Mine, it refreshes all the charges in EMP Surge, and EMP Surge and Bionic Shockwave gain 100% critical hit chance for 8 seconds as well, so that can be quite powerful. And then we've got Relentless Assault. So when you hit with a range power, melee power damage goes up, and Magnetic Disc Mine gains some extra charges and the cooldown comes down, so that'd be good for firing them off relatively often. For the fifth and final talent line, we have Brutal Assassin. So Unseen Death and Dispatch. Let's see, Unseen Death, Dispatch just next to each other. They gain a cooldown reduction of -2 seconds, and the execute goes up to 2% per 1% and targets missing health. I've never seen that before. I do like it because, again, thematically it makes sense. He's an assassin, so it's good he's got an execute move there. Now it also does, after using reposition, you gain 100% critical hit chance, so the same as live, you roll and shoot, which is quite nice. And then we have Shadow Striker. So Unseen Death and Dispatch's cooldown is refreshed if they defeat an enemy. I think there was something similar to that in live, because I can remember rolling about and just constantly shooting the big sniper rifle on random trash, and it looked great. And then finally here we have Target Dispatch. So when you defeat an enemy with target acquired, use 10% health regen, 10% spirit, movement speed and duration. So quite interesting. There's a few more options I think you can get out of them from this. So not all characters are going to be massively overhauled. Some of them are just going to get tweaked slightly, and I think by the looks of it, Winter Soldier's one that's just getting slight tweaks there, but he only really needed it. Really, he wasn't that far behind as some of the other ones. So I hope you've enjoyed all these videos I've managed to get through today. I'll have a little break for a little while. I might get some done later, but I'm not too sure because this viral thing is getting worse. I can feel my voice about to go, but thanks for tuning in, thanks for bearing with me, and I'll see you all again soon.